let's roll there.
Yeah.
So today I'm sitting here with Ioannis from Crealytics.
Nice to see you, Marcel.
Nice to have you. So for everyone who's not knowing us, I'm Marcel, co-founder and chief innovation officer from Productsup. And probably you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you very much, Marcel. My name is Ioannis Koukoulis. I'm working in Crealytics, a digital marketing agency based here in Berlin as a senior director of the Innovation Hub team. I'm with that company for 9 years now. So I've done all the journey, starting as a junior digital marketing manager, managing PPC campaigns, performance marketing campaigns, going all the way through the project lead, managing projects, having a team. And then I moved a little bit more into, let's say, the area of data and analytics and automation and the Innovation Hub team. And yeah, now I'm like the director of the Innovation Hub team. It's a small team that supports the digital marketing department. Let's say it's the connection tissue between product, BI, and digital marketing. We are the team doing reporting, analytics, feed management, which we're going to talk a lot later on. And yeah, so
you're awesome. It sounds like a very interesting intersection. So it looks like you're seeing a lot of different areas in customer accounts.
Exactly. Everything from digital marketing, as I said, to the automation, and as I said, from the product perspective. And yeah, so a lot of interesting stories, all this throughout these 9 years, and yeah, a lot of experience.
I guess so. So Crealytics is active in a lot of areas, right? So it's like performance marketing, but you also do a lot of other stuff. Can you walk us a little through Crealytics?
So yeah, Crealytics was founded more than 15 years ago, and it's helping brand and retailers grow profitably. We have been involved in many areas like performance marketing, paid search, paid social, programmatic advertising, measurement, analytics. We're building our own tools as well, especially on measurement and analytics and automation as well. So yeah, a lot of things like that. Over the last 15 years, we have worked with major retailers in Europe as well, in the United States. Some of them that you probably all know, like About You or Zalando or ASOS. We worked with them like when it was their years of the hyper growth. We were also working when we were seeing them, growing and becoming what they are today. Yeah. So very proud about that, about this journey, all this 15 years.
Awesome. Yeah, you certainly helped to create some giants.
Exactly. And it's when you see them growing every year, when they're still, let's say, in the infancy years, but like they're growing and you're growing with them, and now you see them where they are, and they're just leading the whole retail space, like especially the fashion sector, over the last 10, 15 years. That's great.
But I'm curious, for companies like Zalando or About You, what were the major drivers for growth for them? Was it like paid search? Was it organic, social? So
it was mostly paid search by them. Back in the days, it was paid search. It was still a thing. Organic, okay. They were also managing things on their own. But paid search, they needed some experts. At that point, Crealytics, we would really show them like amazing results every year. I worked in some of these projects. I saw them like the year-over-year growth, tremendous budgets and return on investment. So yeah, it was great to see them growing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned you worked with customers in Europe and also North America. Can you give me a little bit an idea of like what's the size of the customers you work with?
So most of them are retailers, but not necessarily on a smaller size. A lot of them are on the bigger side. A lot of them on the fashion sector and beauty sector, but also in different kind of consumer, let's say electronics, for example, or office supplies, etc. On the bigger size, also we're working with retailers like US, like massive retailers that cover all the country, also with stores in every city you can imagine, every state. Yeah, so you can understand how tricky it's going to be to manage them all there. on the product side, on managing their products. But also why they also choose to work with Crealytics is that we offer them the opportunity to, let's say, grow profitably, grow in a way that it's going to bring them high return on investment. They rely a lot on the customer lifetime value. It's like customer centricity that they care about, how we can grow profitably, bring new clients, but new clients that are going to be loyal and, build this brand loyalty.
Gets me to a question. You mentioned basically before, like the hyperscalers, as we call them here. It's Zalando About You, unlimited budgets, lots of growth. What I could observe basically is that a lot of brands and retailers with e-commerce initiatives were shifting from, let's say, top line growth more like to margin growth in the last years. Do you see that as well with your customers, and how is that affecting your work actually?
Totally. Let's say the golden years where the budgets were unlimited, that were all ended. I mean, especially in the post-COVID era, everybody wants to grow profitably, and it's important to do like proper measurement. It's important to test a lot. It's important to find a way to grow, but not burn your budget. Keep on growing, keep on investing in areas which are incremental. And we do a lot of this kind of things as well at Crealytics. We are trying to grow our partners, our clients in a very profitable way with a lot of testing, a lot of initiatives on measurement, incrementality, customer lifetime value optimization, etc., etc. Everybody talks about it. At Crealytics, we were talking about customer lifetime value maybe like 10 years ago. Most of the time when we were talking to our clients about customer lifetime value, at that point, they were like, why it's so nerdy? Why can't we just have just a plain ROAS or just bring that money back? Like we'll just bring that revenue and we're fine. And we try to introduce the customer lifetime value. But, like the last years, you see the clients coming and say, hey, we want to optimize that way. Can you help us go into that direction? This is a funny story, but
I can imagine. So I think bringing basically the existing customers also back for direct purchase and so on is quite key. What brings a bell, because we were approached by Instagram here at Productsup and also by TikTok for initiatives like Instagram shopping and TikTok shops, where you have the transaction basically within the social app, and what we found here was that the acceptance from the customers is actually very low, and one of the reasons is because they're spending so much money in the acquisition of the customer, right? They want that transaction to happen on their end, so they have it in their own CRM, so people like you can basically go in and make sure that these customers buy again, right?
Yeah, exactly, buy again. And as I said, like find these new customers and new segments based on also analyzing historical transaction data, find the patterns. You see which are the new customers or that you have approached that have a higher probability to come again and become the loyal customers, and then invest in that segment or in lookalike segments. So then you open up new possibilities that I don't target blindly everyone. I'm just not throwing my money into ads that are just target everyone who somebody can buy, somebody might not, somebody would buy anyway without even seeing the ad. And finding this, let's say, niche audiences where you can invest the money, and I mean, it's the outcome. It's more, let's say, in the longer run, it's like more profitable for the business. So yeah,
absolutely. So a little step aside, when you're working with those large retail giants in Europe and the US, what are the problems that you typically come across when you first take over an account, but also then in a later step, like in your day-to-day work, basically?
And one of the major things I would say, and that is like sometimes the larger the client, the more difficult it is, it's to align when there's a bigger initiative that needs to start, will involve a lot of departments, let's say, or might need some engineers, for example, to build something. even for example in a product fit situation, that might involve a lot of stakeholders internally and finding the right people and all of them make them collaborate in order to be able to do something. That takes more time. And you don't see that in a smaller clients, smaller brands, retailers. They have a dedicated team. They talk to each other just, directly. And you say, for example, hey, we have a problem. We need to do an adjustment in the product feed to change this attribute. They're like, yeah, okay, we'll talk to that person. And next day, problem solved. Yeah. Sometimes with the big retailers, you can wait months. You might request, hey, can we have this feature or this attribute as well? And it might take a year to do that, because then it just needs to go to a pipeline. Everybody submits the request. It goes to the backlog, and at some point, maybe a year later, they fix your problem.
Yeah,
you probably see that as well, right?
We see that as well, and it oftentimes drives our partner managers at Facebook, for example, or Meta, drives them crazy, because they're like, hey, we've got this new ad feature. Do you want to test it? Do some of your customers want to test it? We're like, yeah, we can, but the tech is not the problem. We need to get the information and the approval from all these different teams.
Yeah, exactly. Getting the approval and the sign-off sometimes takes a lot.
Good example was recently, maybe you've seen that Meta has launched bundle ads. So you have a carousel, and instead of basically 5 random products, you have major product, and then you can advertise 4 to 5 bundles or products that sell with it. Now, what you need to figure out from some data source what are the bundles?
Yeah, exactly. Which products need to go together? Yeah.
So Meta was like, yeah, but you have the data. Yeah, well, we do have the data, kind of, but we need something from a different team to make it work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, somebody needs to say which goes with one. Yeah, exactly. That requires some effort to build. I mean, that's not Meta thinks that okay, everybody has it. Yeah, they're not sure.
But I guess that is one of the big opportunities that you as Crealytics have, right? Because as you said earlier, you're connecting so many different dots and departments and tools internally.
Exactly, and we work with different channels. So, for example, we have like a unified way to do things. For example, if we have to generate product feed, for example, for Google, for Bing, Microsoft Ads, for Meta, for Instagram, for even other affiliate channels, etc. You have like the source, and you do like everything together, and then you know that you have it there. So even if, let's say, a feature got released in Meta, most probably something similar Google will follow, or the other way around. And then you know that you have it already there. So you're just waiting for the moment, or for TikTok. Yeah, you know that it's going to happen.
The most funny thing is that we've been doing that here for 15 years now at Productsup, right? That's the company started, and our first use cases were Google Shopping, maybe. And then dynamic ads back in the days was the name from Facebook. Became bigger. And then we saw the same people that worked at Google before at Meta.
Right.
And then a couple of years later, they showed up at TikTok. Okay.
Now, it feels like this. It's every channel that rise. I mean, the people build that channel, and then they shift to the companies to the next one. Maybe Amazon will follow with something else next. Who knows?
Yeah, well, and now actually one of the partner managers we used to work with at, I think it was TikTok, is now at Reddit.
Yeah. Exactly. Reddit is rising again. Suddenly it starts becoming a thing.
They also launched something.
Yeah, exactly. I'm curious to see how that's go, but it has some potential, because there's a growth on Reddit is exponential the last few years.
What you see when you reflect on what we were just saying is that, and I mean, that's what we stand for here at Productsup, is so much advertising these days relies on catalog data, right? And it was already big, I would say, 10 years ago, but there's so many more channels popping up all the time, and so many consumer touch points that rely on catalog data. And I think we're going to have an OpenAI later as well.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing is the importance of the quality of the data is becoming increasingly important. And it's at least one of my observations. I don't know, a decade ago, you had all of these bid optimization companies like IntelliAd and so on, right? Today, most of the times, the algorithms of the networks are doing that themselves. So what's actually left is the catalog to differentiate, right?
Exactly, it's very little, and it's the same case with Crealytics. At some point, where everything was in a manual bidding, had our bidding algorithm was really outperforming, and it was driving performance. Then Google came with automated bidding and target ROAS and target customer acquisition and etc. And that outperform every other third-party bidding. Then, AI started going into our digital marketing life much earlier than what we thought. Like that, we only talk about AI the last 2-3 years, but like automated bidding, assets are being created automatically. We see that more and more. So what left to you is like messaging and having a proper product catalog for having performance max campaigns, having shopping campaigns. Same with Meta is following as well. Microsoft is following as well. So you really need to have a proper data information. And it's funny because, as a retailer or as a brand, it's your property. You have the data and it's not optimized. You see them just like nobody pays too much attention on them. They need to be optimized to be used in the platforms. You cannot just throw your catalog and just wait that everything's going to work perfectly. When everybody plays the same game, everybody has the same bidding, everybody has the same AI generated assets, whatever, you need to have the product information properly and differentiate. Otherwise, you're just one of the others.
Yeah, and it feels like it's just a very slow waking up to that.
Yeah, exactly, because everybody was taking the product information. Okay, everybody has product information. Everybody has product titles. Everybody has the price, images, etc. Everybody had that, and so okay, we have something like that. Everybody can set up a product feed, even a basic one, throw it to a merchant center, and just wait that Google is going to do the magic.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's just now people realize, okay, actually, we need to pay more attention to that, some more treatment.
I truly believe that the role of the performance marketing manager will include catalog and catalog data management more and more going forward, because that's really how you differentiate. And I mean, in the perfect world, right, you would already receive the perfect catalog, right? It's shit in, shit out typically, right? In the perfect world, already a retailer at the point where they receive the data from the brand would pay a lot of attention and make that perfect, right?
I have a lot of examples about that. Yeah, exactly. I've never seen a client, either is a simple brand or a multi-brand retailer, being able to deliver a proper product catalog. Always there are a lot of issues, a lot of inconsistencies, and Google is changing also sometimes the rules of the game, so you have to always be adjusted into that. Also, when we, for example, we pitch for new clients, we might do a review of a product feed in an RFP process, let's say. I've never seen a product feed that is perfectly optimized and not having any recommendation of further optimizations. Either is, the titles, the product descriptions might be off, attributes are missing, or which sometimes they're optional attributes that you might think, why should I include size or color or whatever material? If you have that information, use it. And you never know. The more you give, the better it's going to be.
Absolutely.
And prices mismatches. I'm not even talking about availability or inventory mismatch with the website, with the crawlers. It's another mess. And G-Teams, the biggest problem of all. I've never seen a retailer being able to deliver for 100% all the products with the proper G-Teams.
You wonder how the world is still working, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. Do you... So getting a good product feed already is quite a challenge.
Yeah.
I think in the years to come, with more AI support going forward, the playing field will probably level even more, because AI will help to raise the level and standard of quality. But I think one thing that it will also do is it could potentially help you as advertisers to have more tailored catalogs to audiences. So what I've been playing around with quite a lot, using also some of the LLMs out there, is to say, okay, I've got a catalog, and please adjust this description, for example, to resonate with a Gen Z or Gen Y, or rewrite it to using very simple language, and then using that subset of the catalog to basically create a specific campaign for that audience. I think that that's something that was, due to a lack of copywriting resources, basically not possible in the past. But my feeling is that the more sophisticated advertiser will probably go down that route going forward.
this is really true. I mean, as a digital marketer, let's say when you run some search campaigns, you are doing it. You're writing some promotional copy or like that it's going to resonate to the target that you want the audience. But barely nobody was doing it for a product catalog. There was a description of the product that exists on the website, and it's like exactly the same, not optimized, not at all, or even the product title, or even, let's say, images. I mean, they just have the same product image that they use on the website, and that's the only one that appears in the shopping feed. This is the area where AI will go and excel. I mean, in our product feed, we know that LLMs are very good with language, with written text. They're getting better with images, so we will see more things also getting better with product images as well. Google is already incorporating features like that in the game, and more and more it's going to happen. In the longer run, that also moves a little bit away from the product catalogs. It's the videos coming up. But I mean, in a couple of years, I mean, also you might also Google or whoever does that, maybe OpenAI, they might show like product videos. Like just from an image, I mean, they already do it with just one product image and immediately you have a full video and a full presentation of the product. This kind of things might come up again.
I think technically it's already here. Yeah. It's just a matter of scalability, right? So if you are a smaller brand and you have like, say 1,000 or 500 SKUs in your catalog, then you can probably already leverage those tools. If you're selling office supplies in the US and you're running like a 5 to 10 million SKU catalog, obviously we're not there yet. But the tokens and the processing speeds is getting a lot better. It's getting better, right? It's getting cheaper, it's getting faster. And I think time is kind of like on our side here, right? So we can probably already as advertisers, performance marketers start playing around, working on subsets. Let's say I take my 100 top sellers and try and error with that, and then as the technology scales, basically run the rest of the catalog.
Exactly, and optimize and improve like the quality of the ads. As we said, we're seeing that Google doing it with in search ads with the responsive search ads. You give like headlines and descriptions, and Google and the algorithm tests and does that and optimizes with the longer run, and it's gonna pretty much happen now with the products. And that's only good for the brands and the retailers. And as you said, bigger retailers, when they have like millions of SKUs, they cannot do it right now at scale. It's pretty expensive, let's say as well. But like that's great also opportunity for the smaller ones, for the smaller brands. And like if you're running a catalog with 500 products, so like a tiny one, you have your brand and with a few products, you can do miracles right now. And we can play the game where, I mean, the larger ones also want to do, but again, it just costs them a lot of money. So everybody becomes equal and everybody has a fair chance of succeeding.
Yeah. What are some of the major fuck-ups you see typically in a catalog when you receive it freshly?
Like really bad, as I said, like when you get a catalog, which is exactly the product information you see on the website, which was maybe optimized for the website and the content, but it's a really bad in a shopping catalog. Like product titles without containing brand names. Having like, there was one retailer, like a big one. It's a fashion brand in Germany. Across Europe, they have stores. And they were showing their product with them. They had not collection name. It was like the subcategory name, whatever it was. Or they had the collection name. And they had the collection name and just some random color scheme that they came out with, but nobody knew what was crimson, whatever means, whatever. And that was a product title that appeared in shopping ads. And so we were like, your brand is not there. You don't really describe what is the product. You don't really say anything. Something that doesn't make any sense in the titles. And the funny thing was that this brand was selling their products also through other retailers, and the other retailers had like optimized the same product, the same t-shirt. It was like very well optimized in the retailer stores, but on their own brand, it was really bad. So first impression, once we took over, we were like, oh, wow, that's really bad. We need to change that. Product images not delivering high quality images or images with text overlays that Google also automatically disapproves. Mismatches, massive mismatches, and the products and availability and prices, which means that the feeds were not updated regularly, or it was so much out of date the information they had. What else? Like, as I said before, like cheatings. Everybody struggles with cheating. So we have received, like, once we onboarded a client, when we started doing feed matching with them, they had a 10 to 15% disapproval rate until we managed of the feed was always disapproved for various reasons, super unoptimized. We managed to fix, like in the first month, pretty much, like, let's say 99% of the product feed was approved. I mean, Google also very easily can warn and flag a product feed to go offline, right? Because if you don't, if you don't comply with the requirements, Google at some point will say, "Hey, we give you a warning. Now suspend your account." And we also have seen that. Also, it also has happened with clients that we are not managing their product feeds, where they have their own feed provider. And this is also a very difficult relationship when you're in a digital marketer, because you will have their counterpart and you say, "Hey, we've seen some issues in the Google Merchant Center." The counterpart, the brand itself, they need to go to the feed provider. The feed provider might not know digital marketing that well, because they just generate a product feed and just upload it there. So yeah. And then they come back to the client, and the client is coming back to us. We need to give the recommendation, and that goes ping pong, ping pong. Yeah. And at some point, you get the warning, and you have 30 days to fix the feed. Otherwise, the account will suspended. And suspensions we have seen happening, and usually it's not happy, because suddenly you cannot do anything. You cannot run any advertising activity.
And good luck reaching someone.
Yeah, it's happy. And then panic, and what do we do now?
Totally. What are some of the reasons why a catalog would bounce at Google?
Google are changing sometimes the required. I mean, Google, from all the channels I've seen, Google has the strictest requirements. Let's say those are free. They are really checking. They want to make sure that the catalog you're delivering to them, it has high quality. They are offering now options also that they optimize the feed for you, but they also want you to be able to deliver a proper feed. Good quality images, like high resolution, nice titles, as many attributes as possible. Also information like shipping rules, return rates, discounts, they need to be calculated properly in the feed. If they see mismatches in the prices or in the availability, you're going to be flagged immediately. A lot of attention as well on, like, let's say niche areas, or like more sensitive areas, sensitive products. We had a client that was doing a lot on pet pharmaceuticals and pet medicine, medication and health. Like, a lot of products can be easily flagged by Google, saying, I don't know, you're promoting, pet hardship or something like this. Like, there are so many reasons that Google might say, hey, this is not like exactly what you have to provide to us. So you always need to be vigilant and constantly monitor and interact, like, intervene fast.
Yeah. What I always find so astonishing is you see how complex that whole catalog topic is by the sheer fact that Google is not able to create the catalog by themselves through crawling, right?
Exactly.
And I spoiled it earlier. We just saw last week that OpenAI is going to launch basically a shopping product. And also there, I was very curious on how they're going to do it. But in the end, they will also rely on feeds and catalog. Yeah, because they need the prices accurate. They need the availability accurate, right? And it's just very hard to crawl that from the outside, basically.
Yeah, exactly. When Google said, like, a couple of years ago, hey, we are going to go with the crawlers, everybody, yeah, finally, well, like, we're not going to have to do anything. Merchant Center is gone. I mean, digital marketers might not find the most intuitive to work. I mean, the user interface wasn't never very intuitive to work in the Merchant Center directly. So everybody was like, yeah, okay, we're going to have the crawler, all the product information is going to be there. Yeah, but the crawler only has the data that takes from the website. Is the titles optimized to be used for advertising? No. Is the product description optimized to be used for advertising? No. Is the prices, like, matching. No, maybe it's something else like on the website. So many things. Are the product images correct? No, maybe the product images on the website have text overlay.
Absolutely.
And then immediately you upload that same image and disapprove because you have text in your product image. So many things like that. So the crawlers can really only help somebody who really doesn't have anything and has nothing to lose. And I'm a small brand. I'm just starting fresh in my e-shop and I just want to have some information uploaded, or just cover some small gaps that you might have, and there might be something else you cannot pull by yourself. And now that's exactly what OpenAI is going to do. Like I also read it like a couple of days ago that OpenAI is going to do the shopping ads. I'm like, it's about time. I mean,
Yes.
Their business model cannot rely on subscriptions. They need to monetize somehow. Perplexity started with ads. Everybody was a little bit like, oh, okay, well, we're going to have ads now, I guess, in my ChatGPT. Yeah, you're probably going to have ads. And when you're going to be looking for something, like specifically a product, then you're going to have some sponsored products appearing. That, again, it's going to rely on catalog most probably. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be an easy import from, let's say, from Google Merchant Center or like another thing like that. Like even Microsoft is doing that. Like they have easy import from Google. Don't even bother making up with that. Just give us a Google one. It's already optimized. So I'm pretty sure they're going to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious and very excited to see that.
Yeah, me too. I think where the use of AI and crawlers makes a lot of sense is what is Perplexity is doing.
Yeah.
Perplexity shopping works in a way that you can set up an account. You can provide your credit card and your shopping details, like delivery address, and then you can ask Perplexity to say, okay, I want to go camping. My budget is $300. Please suggest products and buy all of the products that you recommended. And the way how they do it, and I found that super smart, they basically send an AI agent on the website to buy and check out for you.
Oh, interesting.
It was like
Great.
Instagram and TikTok, they're trying to solve this order synchronization problem for years now. And it's a nightmare and it's always horrible to get it to work. And Perplexity just says, okay, we send a couple of agents and we just make them shop for you. Why not do it like that? It's so smart.
That's actually, look now, one nice use case of AI agents. Yeah,
Totally.
wow, yeah.
And I think OpenAI will probably do it the same.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they have the AI agents and they need to show also use cases, how it can be used.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I don't know how about you, but I can see in my personal search behavior that it is now starting to change. I think I'm probably even late to the game, but I observed myself in the last 6 months going more and more just ChatGPT and asking a question there.
Funny thing, 2 years ago when like it was big boom and everybody started talking about AI and ChatGPT and we first started, and personally I first started testing it, I was really treating it like Google, like how I search information like Google. And then more and more, and I start building and having conversations that are not seeking for one information, but also following up. And that has been really changed the way of working. And it really also, let's say, it gives you additional skills that, or when you are, for example, you're not proficient in doing something, you can always excel by getting now AI help you, not, as I said, replace you. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, and for example, you might need to write a little bit of a code, and if you don't know coding and whatever, tell ChatGPT, write me a Python script, for example, it's gonna write you. But if is it right or not wrong, you don't know. You're just gonna copy paste and hope that it's gonna work. Yeah. But if you know a little bit of Python and that helps you write it and optimize the code that you wrote, then immediately you see how much impact. And it really changed the way of working in the last 6 months. Or no, a year, I would say. The last year. And it's going to change even more.
Yeah. And I think that is that's also how we at Product think about basically the use of AI. It's you have to kind of embed it in your already existing workflows, right? Yeah. Within the company itself here, but also when I think about how we put it in the product, because you basically you supercharge the user who is using the tools with even better tools to be more successful. And I think the advertisers, performance marketeers, business users, and so on that embrace it will be the one who actually have a huge leap forward, right? And I think our task now is to figure out, when I look at Productsup as a product, to figure out, okay, where can we implement AI in a meaningful way to make your life basically easier? Yeah? And we have tons of ideas, and you'll see a lot of the stuff coming out in the next months. Yeah? One of my favorites is actually, because you just mentioned Python, we're working on an AI-based regex generator.
Oh, that's super useful.
Right, you basically just say what you want and create a regular expression for you that you can run on the catalog, and then in data view, basically, have it available. Right? And I think that's how we need to think about it in all the tools that we need to use, and how do we embed AI in existing user networks and workflows, because then it becomes ultra helpful.
Exactly. That's the way to move forward. I mean, not everything can be replaced by AI. It's not going to be like the magic button that you're going to press and everything AI is going to do it. But having a product that does already so many things right, and having the elements where you need to put the AI assistant to empower the users to do even more without too much effort, without too much, research, or using our... For example, if you need to write a regex, you need to know how to write a regex. So I can write a basic regex, but if I want to write something complex, I would probably have to Google it, go through the rules, and try 1 million times until I finally get the result I have. Having something like that, it's going to help the users and achieve their goal just with the AI power, and that's exactly where we need to go. But the user should not expect that AI is just like the magic button that you're gonna press and everything, bam, automatically is done.
That would be a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream. Everybody, we can all go home like an AI is gonna rule the world. I mean, exactly. Yeah, that's it. It takes a little bit of time, step by step, building small things that eventually it's gonna make the product even better.
Yeah. I think another thing that we're going to release that you're probably going to like a lot is we're simplifying the discoverability of our boxes.
Oh, yeah.
So you can basically just type what you're intending to do. It's going to recommend use this box, combine it with that one, and then use this one.
I really like it because, for example, I know there's so many rule boxes, and when you go through the list, there's quite a lot to choose. I'm a, let's say, Productsup power user, so I kind of know which tools, which boxes I always use all the time. So I pretty much fine, but I understand it from a new user. Going through the list with hundreds of rule boxes is a little bit intimidating. You're like, what is this? What is that? I don't know, and have to look. I also don't know by heart all the rule boxes, but that is definitely a feature that it's gonna help a lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So when you're looking at all the channels that we have out there right now, like from Google to Meta to Reddit and what's coming up, so what's the most relevant for you at the moment, and what do you think has the biggest potential going forward?
Google remains always it's always the king and everything. As we said, years ago, it started having also Meta. But yeah, exactly. And I'm very curious how things will go with Reddit. It's gaining a lot of popularity the last few years. We also know that OpenAI, or when they train the models, etc., they use a lot of threads from Reddit, a lot of conversations there.
They do.
So exactly. So be careful what is Reddit, what is you need to check what is discussed in Reddit threads about you, about your what you're selling, etc. And now we're gonna see the ads coming on top of that. So yeah, Reddit is something that is gaining a lot of popularity. I mean, all the other paid social channels. I mean, we know that TikTok, how it grew the last few years. Snapchat a little bit earlier, maybe it's just also, but it's still a relevant channel. Yeah, and I would say, more and more now with OpenAI having some excitement to see what they're gonna do. But yeah, it's nice to see all these years evolution happening. Right?
Totally. Never a dull moment.
Yeah, no, true.
And I think it makes it very interesting for me personally to work in this industry, because every year there's something new. This year alone, we started to figure out, okay, how does this Reddit thing work? Okay, what's Perplexity? How is OpenAI going to play out, right? So and it's not even summer. Yeah, so
No. Until end of the year, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have more surprises. Yeah, I mean, news are popping up like really fast, and things are changing now. And I think everybody wants to play the AI game. Maybe like let's say 2022, end of 2023. I mean, everybody was a little bit skeptical what is going to happen or how AI is going to play. Even Google themselves, they were a little bit late starting this game, but now everybody's in full speed. You see that from Meta, you see that from Amazon. Everybody wants to play that game now.
Totally. I think that will keep us very, very busy for the next decade. Yes, whole development. And my hypothesis is that we're going to have another technical evolution. I expected it a little bit earlier, but I think it will come soon, and that is augmented reality, not virtual. I think the headsets where VR are probably not super successful yet, but I guess once you have like good-looking glasses that augment, that is probably something that also will keep us busy, because I can easily imagine someone going into an electronics retailer, right? And you pick a product from the shelf, and then it starts augmenting basically fact sheets and ratings and all that kind of stuff. So also here, product content as a foundation for commerce will remain incredibly relevant. And I mean, Meta with Orion is working on it. They want their own hardware platform, and I think they will get it at one point. And I think this will be then again a big game changer on how we work.
And exactly, and you see again, the product information is so important, even in augmented reality. I mean, you cannot generate data without product information. So
AI will probably help them generate the 3D models that are needed, right, to make the content more engaging and so on. But still, the basis remains the same. You need to get good content somewhere out of your ERP, PIM system, DAM system, combine it somewhere, enrich it, make it, polish it, right?
And make it, exactly, to be delivered and be used by the consumers. Yeah, it's exactly. So you see that things are changing, technologies are changing, AI is in the play again for first time ever, like that great. But again, like some basic principles still remain. Product information is relevant, is important, and it needs to be optimized.
Absolutely. I think those were perfect closing words, Ioannis.
Also.
With that, thanks for coming in again. And it was a very inspiring conversation.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, the conversation and sharing all the thoughts about the future. I'm pretty sure and confident that we're going to see a lot of exciting things coming up also from your end. I'm really happy to see that you also work a lot with AI. And many great things will come. Thanks a lot for hosting me.